Across the Divide was a book that I wanted to write because I thought there was a really good story to tell about two children from very different backgrounds. And being a Dubliner myself, I was really interested in 1913 and the history of the lockout, when poor people for the first time stood up for their rights and fought under Jim Larkin to try and get a better deal and better paying conditions. And I thought it'd be interesting if we took two children, one a rich kid and one a poor kid, and if we could find some way in which they could become friends, which wouldn't have happened very often in those days because social classes were kept very much apart. So when I got the idea of them joining a choir together, that everything fell into place in the book for me then as a writer. And I thought, yes, we could tell a good story here where they become friends without their families knowing, and they develop a really close relationship, and their loyalties, both to their families and to each other, become tested. And the story takes place against the backdrop of very dramatic events in Irish history, but I still wanted it to be a story that would be really exciting, and the history is simply going on in the background, and the two kids develop a story together. In terms of the history, everything that happens in the book really happened in historical terms. The part that I made up was the journey across the snow-covered wastes when they go to get the food together. I thought that would be exciting. And as someone who'd written for television, I suppose I tend to think visually. So I saw in my mind's eye the freezing cold canal and jumping off the train and all the dramatic incidents that happened there. And I found that it was liberating for me as a writer, because when you're writing for television, you have to be very aware of budgets and you can't have hundreds of people in a crowd scene. But when you're writing a book, it's great. You can have 1,000 people in O'Connell Street rioting if you want to. Or you can have a steam train and have children jumping out the doors of it, and that doesn't cost anything because it's all in the reader's head. So it was exciting to tell the story as I saw it, and I hope that it's a story that children will enjoy and at the same time find out a little bit about our history in a painless way.